Now, whether you believe it or not, life is meant to be lived. Now, of course, we probably disagree on what it means to live life. Different people have different meanings thereof, different experiences, different geographical locations, different beliefs, different opportunities. They present you with different options as to how to live life. But I think we need to all agree that life is to be lived. Of course, one could choose to live it with extreme caution, not dare anything, not try anything new, not experiment with anything. But how much of a life is that? I mean, we probably could build you a nice house, well, maybe a tiny house, so as to not attract attention. You stay in there, you never go out, so as to never attract any attention to any diseases or any predators or anything. And would give you all the food you need, and you have all the oxygen from the air and all the water that you need for nourishment and survival. And you'd be safe. You'd probably live a long life without having to face the risks of the world, of the outdoors, of the wilderness. But how much of a life is that? Is that a life? Is that something that we could do? Is that something that you could do? Just give away the unknown for this piece of known that does not let you explore anything. So we go out, we look for jobs, we look for companions, we look for friends, we look for experiences. And that's what life is. And of course, sometimes we find hardships, we find love, we find difficulties, we find treasures, we find amazing people, we find our best experiences, and we find the worst pain that we can go through. At the moment that you wake up and open your eyes and realize that you're still alive, that moment is worth more than, I'm assuming, than death, because not having that moment means you're not living anymore. Being able to live to experience another day is a wealth that a lot of people do not seem to understand. You wake up and you look at the trees and you look at the birds and you look at all these things. Of course, you might not see some of these things when you're living in the city, but generally those things exist and they're out there. Just even looking at the person next to you or the people that you meet in the streets, they hold with them a message of hope, a message of life, a message that it's not the end, a message that we do not know what is coming, but being here, this is everything. We're just gonna go and try and do something and look behind walls and look under rocks and look on top of trees and climb over hills to find, we don't even know what we're trying to find. We're just going through life trying to experience it, trying to find meaning not just for life but for ourselves. Why are we here? Sure, there are birds and there's grass and there's ground and there's all that stuff, but me, what's my purpose in this? What's my role in this? And the pursuit of that becomes the pleasure, becomes the excitement. Of course, bad things may happen. Of course, actually, if I'm being more honest, bad things will happen. But life is not about us avoiding bad things. It's more about us living through them, living through those bad moments so that we can get to those happy moments, living through those bad experiences so that we can enjoy better those great experiences, living through those heartbreaks so that we can cherish the love that we may get, suffering loss so that we may perhaps one day gain something much, much more meaningful. I'm saying all this just to make a point that we need to appreciate what we have and live it and love it and experience it. Of course, maybe you could hope for it to be better. Of course, you could have, you could be in a better place. You could have more money. You could have better friends, you could have a better companion, perhaps, maybe even better children. But this is what you have. This is what you've been blessed with. And for you alone, nothing is better. Nothing should be better. Because the more you try to seek and search for better, the more that takes away from you. The more you take away from that which surrounds you, the more you take away from your peace, the more you take away from your happiness, the more you take away from the blessings that you have in your life. And of course, I'm not saying that people should not seek a better life. I'm not saying that people should stop dreaming, should stop pursuing. That is not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying do that with good cognizance. Cognizance. I think that's the word. With good cognizance of what you have around you and that with which you have been blessed. Do what you're doing. Seek what you seek. Knowing perfectly what you hold in your pocket, what you hold in your hand, and never deserting it, never neglecting it, never taking it for granted. Because after all that's said and done, it could leave you, you could leave it. But at this very moment, at that very moment, at each moment of your life, at any moment, whatever you do have is yours. And you should rejoice in it. You should allow it to flow through you, allow its energy to resonate and transcend through you. And I know it sounds like I'm talking crap, and I probably am, but we spend a lot of time chasing shadows. We spend a lot of time looking at other people's lives, hoping that our lives are like theirs, hoping that our lives are different. But the life you have, especially if you're in a position to be seeing this video, if you're in a position to be listening to my voice right now, to be understanding the things that I am saying to you, your life is precious, and you're much more blessed than many others out there. Much more blessed. And I think we spend a lot of time trying to complain about not having certain blessings, while we don't realize that there's so many people who do not have those that we have, who do not have the blessings that we have. The family that you have, people don't even have that. The children that you have, some people don't have that. That love, that friendship, that woman, that man, that whatever it is that you have, that phone, some people don't have that, and you do. Of course, perhaps you could have a better one, but this one you have right now, and for you, it should be the best that you have, and you should rejoice in it, and you should love it and experience that little bit, no matter how tiny it is, that little bit of happiness that your life presents you with. Rejoice in it. Try to magnify it so that you can experience this life thing much better. It doesn't always end the way that we want it to. In fact, it almost never ends the way that we hope it does. But at least during the times that it wasn't ending, during the times before it got to that end, at least be able to say that I lived it, I experienced it, I loved it, I enjoyed it. It was fun. I just hope that a lot of you out there could feel the content as content, or the happiness, or the freedom, the liberation, the emotional. Should I say freedom again? Just that emotional ability to express yourself. I just wish that people out there could feel, just even if it's half of the way that I feel. Because I've learned to let go of a lot of the things that I wish for, a lot of the things that I hope for, a lot of the things that are actually just fugazi and just me chasing shadows. And to hold on to the things that I have and to love them and cherish them and to experience them fully. If you could do that, if you could just experience a bit of that, which I really wish for you, I think that you would see life in a different light. I hope that you do. I hope that you do get to experience it, and I hope that one day maybe some of you guys share your experiences and your stories with us, so that more of us can be able to take joy in that little, or that lot, or that much, or that whatever that we have, and realize how much we're blessed. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate this more than you could ever think.